Welcome, Taurus. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I'm getting ready to do a full moon in Aquarius reading for you, occurring on the 29th, the day after this reading reaches you. So there's a lot going on in the sky, and I'm not going to talk a whole lot about that. I want to point out that the sun and the moon in opposition is the definition of a full moon, but there is another critical opposition that I think is influencing many of us in profound ways, and that is Pluto in Aquarius. For you, that is in the area of your community, the world, social opportunities, and Jupiter and Leo in that area of your home, your family, your ancestral history. So we'll talk about that a little bit more, but I'm first going to pull the wild unknown archetype, the hunter, for you. Interesting. I'm wondering, for those of you that are horses, this message may have particular meaning, and I'm thinking of this Chinese zodiac horse that seems so poignant right here in this moment. Number 9 also relates to the Hermit card. So this is some kind of solitary activity of something you're searching for, something you believe you need. And I'm going to read from the guidebook. The hunter hunts. They're on a precise mission with an aim. This archetype will journey far and wide, seeking the prize that calls to its heart. Tales of bravery, feats of strength often result, creating a life full of adventure. The hunter's skillful, quick, decisive, and results-oriented. The hunter typically has a weapon of choice. When this card appears, it's critical that you ask 3 questions. What am I hunting? Why am I hunting it? And is the weapon I hold so tightly in my grip truly needed for the task at hand? So this sounds like a very thoughtful exercise or consideration about something that you're looking for, something is required for what you want to accomplish. And naturally, I don't know what that is. It seems to relate to your home versus your community, the world, or opportunities in the world. Perhaps it's the stabilization of home versus opportunities in the world. And it can be about how we stabilize our home through the work that we do in the world, the way that we're seen in the world, and the services that we provide in the world that help to fortify a safe, secure home. In the Crystal Spirit Oracle, I pulled the citrine. Number 17 is the number of the star, the beautiful star, which is about vision. And this card has a pretty simple message, and I'm going to read it directly. To prosper is to thrive and flourish, and choosing to be joyful can take us out of the doldrums of our everyday tasks and into pleasure and happiness. Even if you have financial obligations to attend to today and you're not looking forward to the chore, bring a sense of fun to the table. You're building your wealth and engaging in the flow of abundance in the universal consciousness. Joyful enthusiasm can help you discover new ways to invest in expanding your wealth. The possibilities for prosperity are endless, so let yourself be happy at the thought of what you might co-create. Citrine is a stone that teaches how to create abundance by taking action from an enthusiastic, heart-based place. It helps us recognize the value in all that we have, teaching us gratitude and the lesson that true abundance is not about monetary worth. So this really is resonating very strongly with the Taurian energies. Even the color citrine is speaking to me of the sacral chakra. The color orange is associated with that. that is about sensual pleasure, um, experiencing the world through our senses, and that is one of the many gifts of Taurus is the planet Venus, right? What we give and what we receive, how we appreciate beauty in the world. This feels very on point, and particularly for those of you that are looking to fortify your stability or your security in the world, building your wealth or your possessions in a way that will further protect you and enhance your quality of life. In the present, we have the Ten of Jades. Well, this is a card of material abundance. Some people call this wishes coming true. This is about legacy, having built wealth, ancestral, familial wealth, perhaps as a result of your professional activities, but you have leveraged it toward the stability of your family. And you recognize along this journey that you have been given a lot. And this has resulted in a shift toward the conservation of material resources so that they can be shared and distributed with loved ones. This also is helping you at this point to see the kind of privilege that you experience in your life, that you always have experienced. And we're not talking about money. And this can be a little bit difficult for earth signs to wrap their heads around because, of course, we enjoy culture, art, beauty in the world. But that can be wrapped up with what we see as value in the external world. What is celebrated in the culture is this excessive kind of luxury. And this is hopefully causing some reflection on the abundance that you are grateful in your life, that is not monetary, that is not material. But you have definitely are in a flux of giving back from what you have created in your life. In the past, the Ace of Staffs. This feels like the development of wealth is something that was seeded in your effort, your activity, perhaps your professional life, your employment a long time ago. You always worked for the idea of security, stability, a nest egg, a retirement at the end of your efforts so that you would have the ability to leverage and grow your assets in a way that would provide for generations coming behind you. And this is implying a pretty healthy family to some extent. By healthy, I mean you have children, quite likely. You may have grandchildren and even great grandchildren. But this is for not all of you, but for many of you, this has been the motivation to save and put by. For others of you, I think you have been working in some financial arena in which you have very successfully created abundance for yourself and others, and you're looking for more. That the time that you now have can provide you. The more that you can give that isn't about giving away things, but perhaps giving away your time, donating your effort, sharing your story of success with others in ways that helps them to learn. And in the future, the Warrior of Swords. So here we come to a place of your curiosity. You're questioning how best to utilize the resources you've gained. How best to distribute them might be one question you're asking. How best to support those that you see in need, the equity, what you consider to be fair and just, not just within your family, but within the world. You may be very comfortable leaving monies or financial stability, investments for your family members, but you may be questioning what you can give with the other resources you've accumulated, the vast knowledge you have, your intellectual curiosity, skills that you've developed, talents you have that can be shared with others. This is a place in which you feel safe to open up. And it's important because this is indicating that your desire to grow and expand has not stopped, even if it feels that you have accomplished a big goal. This goal was to the end of your continual enjoyment of your life. And you're looking towards ways that you can learn new opportunities, you can expand in new ways. And so this is feeling very much as though you may be searching for that particular talent you have that requires some investment and its practicality for you. If this is resonating for you, Taurus, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I appreciate your presence here. Thank you. I'm going to clarify the Ace of Staffs in the past with 2 cards. And I have the Wheel of Fortune and the 9 of Wands, the 10 of Jades in the present with the King of Cups and the 5 of Wands, and the Warrior with the 6 of Wands and the 8 of Swords. Okay. So we right away have another 10. We have the 10 of Jades and the Wheel of Fortune, the beautiful Wheel of Fortune. Something is showing me that as you have accomplished a heartfelt long-term goal, perhaps that is in securing something for yourself that you feel contributes to your stability, you recognize that it is the next move is this ability to give back, this legacy. And you're looking at areas where you've had challenges in your life, places where you really wanted to expand or grow or participate and you felt denied, you felt excluded, but you've never given up. You're still determined to contribute to an arena that you believe you belong in. And so this may be a clue as to the idea of legacy for you, an area where not only do you have something to offer to others, but you yourself could grow. And this actually is a kind of personal win for you. And I'm thinking very much about a gift that has been neglected, a talent for some of you that you could never adequately pursue. I'm not talking so much to those of you that have pursued a talent, but simply have had to back burner it in the interest of having to take care, provide for others, build a legacy, create stability for loved ones. This is about a talent that was largely neglected for most of your life, but that you were clearly exceptionally skilled in, and that you had dropped effort in that specific direction. You didn't stop being creative or gifted in other areas, but you sort of sublimated that desire into an area where you participated, but you weren't able to participate to the degree that you would have desired. It was much more of a struggle. And instead, now this is a clue to an area where you have yet to accomplish and contribute quite a lot. So it feels like a creative gift, but whatever kind of gift it is important that you acknowledge that for yourself. For your own curiosity, what would have happened had I invested in that aspect of myself? Perhaps I can open up a door now. In the present, the Ten of Jades is clarified with the King of Wands and the Five of Staves. Here you have really come to accept the role in your family, and this is describing more of the position you have as some kind of authority figure in your family. Now, that authority figure may have morphed from a place of feeling that you had to solve problems, keep everything moving in a very chaotic fashion, and this is not hard to envision as a family of, say, five, just getting up and doing what needed to be done each and every day, what that could look like in a household. You were able to manage that, direct that, and see that for the most part, everyone was able to accomplish what needed to be accomplished, and you felt good that you were able to promote and support that. However, you're now to a place of greater compassion and a softening of your energy, where you're recognizing the value of service and love, and you are supporting more than simply the practical efforts of others, because I do feel there's a big focus on practicality and concrete rewards that are obtainable. So I think that you are opening up to ways in which individuals, including yourself, can have impact in the world that is not defined by practical status or a bank account or salary. So this is opening you up to recognizing those talents, not only of your own that have yet to be more developed or that you are looking to explore possibly, but acknowledging the impact of those gifts on the world and making space for that in a way that I'm not sure that you have for others always. For some others, for sure. You've encouraged some at the perhaps and not encouraged others for similar skills. So that might be something you want to work at and really think or come up with a plan for someone in particular who is struggling, who is competing to make a place for themselves and have a beneficial, positive impact in the world. And this feels very much like a physical impact. This is sort of a physical activity. I'm seeing games here that are engaged in a way to sharpen or elevate the skills of individuals to work collectively rather than to simply exercise as a form of athleticism. In the future, the Six of Wands and the Eight of Swords is clarifying the Knight of Swords. So here your curiosity is something that we are returning to as a way of understanding how best to allow this investment you've cultivated over time to grow in new directions that give you pleasure and opportunity in this moment. Something perhaps long neglected. Something you received a lot of training in is coming forward, something you know very well, something which is difficult for you to engage in without a kind of predetermined set of activities or endeavors or measures of excellence, because you've been exposed to a high degree of excellence with this particular gift. You may have exhibited a high degree of talent, excellence, or resonance in a field that you have not attended to for a while, that you've actively ignored or turned away from. And that can be for any number of reasons. Primarily, that you didn't really have the time to devote to it, perhaps as you were raising a family. But now you recognize opportunities for participation in ways where you can learn. But it does mean working within a collective. This does mean that you are working within a team where you have a responsibility. This can even be a volunteer responsibility. But it is a contribution to not only your development of the skill, perhaps a new aspect or knowledge of the skill, but also where you have the knowledge and training to expose others, to provide access to others, to show others an example of this done well or excellence. In the end, for the final closing the reading, I'm going to pull a botanical inspiration, and I pulled Gloxinia, love at first sight and proud spirit. When I saw you, I fell in love, and you smiled because you knew. It's actually a quote from Shakespeare. But this is telling me again about this gift I see you cultivating in new ways. This is something that's always been central to even how you define yourself. And you haven't all neglected it, but there's a way in which you have released the expression of the skill because it no longer conforms, you no longer conform to an ideal expectation you had. And this is asking you to cast that aside, to recognize the many ways in which this skill, this gift could still be enjoyed, exercised, and instructed to others. So thank you, Taurus, for this reading. Until next time, namaste.